Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Avery Barraga Suavecito, and I'm a horror content creator. Welcome to episode 58 of Whispers of Horror with my special guest, horror content creator, Bobby. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be a part of Whispers of Horror. I just want to get started into it. Like, what got you into horror? Like, what is your first horror experience, and what hooked you when it comes to the genre horror?
That's a good question. What I can remember and what got me into horror was Tales from the Crypt.
Mm.
I remember an episode coming on and I'm by myself. Mind you, I'm probably 5, 6 maybe. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
watching a Tales from the Crypt episode. And from that point, man, my love for horror just grew.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went into the Child's Play franchise. So Tales from the Crypt and Child's Play are really the two that made me fall in love with the horror genre. And also my mom. I think my mom, I walked in on her one day watching Tales.
I lost your audio. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold
Yeah,
up one second.
yeah. No
Can you
worries,
hear
no
me?
worries. Yep. I heard you. You cut off for a minute. Just wanted to let you know that. Can you just repeat that
Oh,
last part? You said last thing I heard was like you caught your mama watching, and then it cut off.
Tales from the Hood. Yeah, I caught my
Oh,
mom watching Tales from the Hood. So,
okay.
and this was recently. So I was like, "Hold up, mom. You like horror movies?" She like, "Yeah, I watch them." And so I was like, "Oh, okay. This is where I get the horror side from then,
Hmm.
because my dad doesn't like horror movies."
Gotcha. No, that's dope. Kind of reminds me of my like my experience. That what got me into it was the movie Saw, the first original Saw. I was at my grandma's house and uh, couldn't sleep. Decided to turn on the TV. Saw the movie pop up, and I was like, I'll check it out. Never saw horror before, and let me tell you, when I was like 10 or 11 and seeing that movie for the first time, they made me stay up all night. And then my dad was coming back from hanging out with his friends, and I'm not gonna lie, I screamed and woke up the whole family. Just cause like you can't just watch what like, and I still think that movie is like top 10 greatest movies I've ever seen. But it just the feeling of being naturally scared and just like having like the hairs on your back like stand up and your eyes dilate, like all that stuff, which just got me hooked, man. It's like adrenaline, like my heart beating out of my chest.
Yeah.
So, and I just after that I was hooked. But when did you start making content, and what did you start with horror content?
Ooh. So let's get into this. This is an interesting conversation that a
Go
lot
ahead.
of people really don't know. So
Hmm.
last year was the first year I started making horror content.
Really?
So I'm roughly at about 22.6 thousand followers on TikTok, and that all
Nice.
happened from last year. So
You did that
last
one
year I
year.
posted a video just a yeah a year and a half. I've
Nice,
done
nice.
that, and last year I didn't miss a video at all. So I posted something every single day. There were days where I may have posted 2 and 3 times,
Hmm.
but when I started WatchReelFlix, it wasn't really horror. It was just a mix of things. It was a mix of movies that I grew up watching, from kids' movies to thrillers. But horror's always been my favorite genre.
Yeah.
So I was talking with a buddy, and initially I wanted to create something that was a faceless account. So it started with the idea of, hey, I'm going to create a faceless YouTube. But
Hmm.
at the time, I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. So I sat down and I was just thinking about things that I actually liked and things that I could talk about and what could give me content so I don't have to think about it. And so as I thought about it, I was like, movies. I love movies. And that's sort of how I got into the space. And if you can really go on my TikTok and see the growth. So if you go to like a lot of my earlier videos, I'm like this big on the screen. So I
Mm-hmm.
was very self-conscious about myself. I was nervous. I was doing a lot of things off the cuff and honestly didn't have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I just got roped into doing horror. And that's where it's just started to grow.
Gotcha, gotcha. You said you like really versed with horror movies. Like, what is your favorite horror movie of all time? If you had to pick one, or we could do top
Ooh,
five. Like, whatever's
favorite
easier.
I'm gonna do five off the
I
top.
knew he was gonna say it's so
We'll
hard to
go with
come with
Child's Play
one.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so hard to I because I watch them based off how I feel too. And so we're gonna go with actually we're gonna go with A New Nightmare. If I had to pick
Mm-hmm.
and say, oh my god, like just one movie, it honestly probably would be A New Nightmare. I absolutely love that movie. I don't know why. It's just one of my all-time favorites.
Uh huh.
So we go with A New Nightmare. We gotta go with Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko,
Child's Play
bro.
2.
Okay.
Yes. Donnie Darko. Child's Play 2. Candyman. And Tales from.
Tales of
Those are
okay.
like
Okay.
five.
Bet. Real quick, can you just for the people that are coming in and out of the chat, can you just tell who you are and a little bit about what you do?
All right. For everybody who is new to the channel, my name's Bobby. I run a horror content creation page called WatchReelFlix. And I make a lot of horror content. I also do true crime. I am big into true crime. I travel a lot. So if you ever decide to come by the page, that is what you'll be getting from me is a lot of horror, a lot of true crime, and you'll get some travel videos sprinkled in here and there.
Absolutely. I'm putting your name into the TikTok as well as the YT. Just to tell people where they can find you, and your channel and everything like that.
Watch
Uh,
Real Flicks.
One of the viewers, Kylie, said, "Yes, another true crime fella." So that's pretty dope.
Yes, I
Um,
love true crime.
so,
I have an entire playlist. So if you like true crime, I have an entire playlist.
bet. So when it comes to horror, like you said, like, is it just like what is your creative process when you are making content? You said you started a year and a half ago, and you like posting every day. Like, what is your creative process when you start, before you start a video into like posting it? Like, how's that been?
So the creative process for me, when I first started, it was like, okay, I need the poster, I need some stills, and I was really trying to brand myself as Watch Real Flick, so I would make like these elaborate, what would you say, like almost like cover art in a
Mm-hmm.
sense, but it would be with the stills from the movies that I would choose or that I would be reviewing, and that was sort of my process. Now on the creative side, in terms of what I'm going to actually be talking about, it would more so be okay if it's an older movie that I haven't seen in a while. Let's watch it again. Let
Mm-hmm.
me gather some notes, and then I'd write some notes, take some notes, and pretty much go off the cuff from there. I pretty much make videos about what I liked about the film. So,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my approach to doing reviews, I don't necessarily call them review. I don't like to call them reviews in a sense because I try not to spoil the movie. So I
It,
give like a
like
good
impressions.
synopsis of the
Yeah, like
movie.
what your like you give like
Yeah,
a good
almost
impression
yeah.
for it. Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I actually got a. So Kali has another question for you. So, what is your favorite true crime that you have done, like video?
Favorite? Oh, that's honestly It's not a favorite. I mean, it's one that I like covering, but it's very heartbreaking, and it's the case of Brianna Lopez.
Hmm.
She was a 5-year-old baby who was, I mean, tortured by her mother and her father and uncle.
Hmm.
5-month-year-old baby, and covering that was just, it made me realize how much evil, real evil, was out there in the world. I mean, somebody could do that to an innocent child.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild, man. Um, it's just it just show like evil's everywhere. Like that. Like
Yeah,
pure evil is everywhere, and that's why I not that's not like what you just told me is not the reason why I love horror, but it's just like it's part of our life, and a lot of people try to like make the world think like everything's sunshine and rainbows when it's not. And I rather live in a like a realistic world. Like yes, the world is scary, and we're so insignificant. Like a mosquito could take our lives and everything like that. But even though there are so many scary things in this planet, you gotta make the best of it. You know, you gotta take it every day like it's your last
yeah,
and enjoy every moment. And that's why I kind of love it because it's like a constant reminder that any day could be your day, but that doesn't mean you can't live your life to the fullest today. You know, and horror just
exactly.
brings that stuff out, man. What got you into true crime? Oh, sorry, sorry I interrupted you. My bad.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna add on to that
Yeah, good.
is that for me, horror's just always been, crazy as it is. It's always been a safe space for me.
Mm,
It's always just, it's, I mean, it's comfort, and it's, and another thing that I would say is that horror makes you aware. Like it really does make you aware. If you watch horror movies, you're aware of the type of things that go on out in the world, whether it be serial killers, whether it be religious horror, whether it be cults, and
yeah,
it makes you aware that these, some of these things actually happen. So, and yeah, I mean, I love it.
yeah. No, for real. Just it kind of translated to something I want to ask you a little further into the interview, but I'm just saying because you kind of touched upon it. I kind of want to bring it up now. What is your true definition of the word horror? Like without using any other influences, like from other people's mindset. Like I wanted to know what does horror mean to you, and like what is your own well, what is your own definition of the word?
Horror to me means, let me think about this for a second because I want to word this correctly.
Okay.
For me, and when we're talking about horror movies,
Okay.
when I watch a horror movie, I escape everything that I have going on. That's why I say it's a safe space. When I'm watching a horror movie, and I'm willing to bet 95% that most people who watch horror movies probably feel this way. So let's just say you're having a bad day, or this is not going wrong, or you got a lot of work to do, but you cut on a horror movie. Once that horror movie is on and it is, you're locked in, everything disappears. You're into that horror movie. You're feeling the character's pain, or you're tense from a killer that's being stalked in the wood, and you're like, oh my God, is he gonna get caught? Or whatever the case may be, you are immersed into this horror movie.
Yeah.
I like I would say there's no better feeling, but there is no better feeling than just being able to come home or whatever you're doing, and you just want to escape, and you cut on a horror movie and you're able to escape all everything that you're going through for an hour, hour and a half, and just really kick back and enjoy a nice horror movie. To be honest, there's no real clear cut definition for me. That's
Okay.
just what horror means to me.
I kind of want to touch a little bit more of like you say it's an escape. How and what ways is it remove everything that you're dealing with, or just like how do you get so immersed into the movies? Like how is it your personal escape? If you don't mind elaborating.
Oh yeah. So when you have really good, let's take, I don't know what movie I would take right now, but when you
Bring
have
her,
a
oh,
good
bring her
horror
back.
movie and Bring Her Back. Honestly, I really love Bring Her Back, but I was disappointed in
Yeah,
certain aspects
me
of the
too.
movie.
Me too.
And yeah, I won't really go into that, but I still think Talk to Me is better. But
Oh, me too. Yeah, I
that's
mean, we can get into that. We
that's a
can have that
conversation
conversation.
for another day.
You know, or today we might. I'm just saying because I'm curious, but
Yeah,
continue.
that's fine.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
So for me, it's just putting myself into each character's shoes and feeling the tense, just feeling like almost scared, and just the range of emotions that you go through when you're watching a horror movie. That's why I will always sit on this hill and say I think horror is the best genre, because it's the only genre that you can really go through a range of emotions from. You can be happy in a horror movie, because all movies have those certain happy moments. You can be sad, you can get angry, you can laugh. There's comedy in certain horror movies. So you just crossing all of these range of emotions, and for me that's just what does it for me. Like, yeah, it's just being able to really feel all of those emotions from each character that's invited into the film.
Yeah, no, I
And
totally.
even
Yeah.
feeling for, like, sometimes you may have a I'm just gonna say a bad guy or a monster or whatever you want to call the person that's doing the harm in the horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
You have these people, and sometimes they're not wrong for doing what they are doing. Now,
Mm.
the act of them doing what they're doing is wrong, but they may have a valid reason, and so you, like, almost side with the villain in some cases. So
Can you give an
yeah, I
example
think
of
just
a
being
movie that
able
does
to,
that?
where I can side with the villain.
Yeah, like what is a movie that you
Oh,
can side with the villain?
um,
I could name one. I mean, it's kind of
I'll
not
just go with
horror
the
though.
easy. Off the top of my head, I'll go with the easy one.
Sure, sure.
You got Friday the 13th. I mean, you
Okay,
got you got that one. That's a sort of an easy one to sort of go with, where
okay.
you can understand why this is going on, or even go to In a Violent Nature, where you have Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
where you might side with Johnny because of what happened.
Yeah.
So these are cases for me where I feel like you can side with the villain because of the things that may have been done to him or her
I was gonna
in
say
cases like that.
the Joker movie, like the with like the first. I forgot the name of the actor. Like the recent Joker, like with the and the second one was like with Harley Quinn. But I'm talking about the first one where you really.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin
I
Phoenix.
think so. I think so. And you saw how the system failed him. The system
Yeah, yeah,
he
Joaquin, the one.
yeah,
Yeah,
that one, and he had illness and he tried to get help and he couldn't, and realized that the system doesn't care if you don't have the funds or resources. You get swallowed up by the things that could be easily maintained. And honestly, I
I
sided with
agree.
him. I and like he crashed out. And
Yeah,
honestly,
no,
I
I
get.
100% agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't shed any tears on that movie,
Hmm.
but I'm with you. I sided with his character. I really empathize with his character. It was sad, man, because you see this troubled man, and like you said, the world is just being cruel.
Yeah.
So one thing I really don't like is when, like, people can be cruel to other people, and it's like for no reason.
Yeah.
There's genuinely some good people, and there's genuinely people who feel alone, and the last thing that they need to push them over the edge is somebody just being cruel to them for no reason.
Facts. Facts. Um, I want to get to know you a little bit more. When you're not making content, what are some of the things that you enjoy doing? Like, what are some of your hobbies?
Well, I am a filmmaker as well, so
Oh, okay.
that started as a hobby, but now, yeah, but now I do that. I'm actually working on a short film. I want to give some details. I'll just say it's about a serial killer.
Okay.
Go figure.
You looking
um,
for actors,
yeah, yeah, I
or just
got you.
buy
Yeah, we
or
can talk.
or just listen. I
We
could
can
be one of the
definitely
people
talk.
that just say like one-liners and just get unalived. I'm cool with it. Give me my five
We
seconds.
can definitely talk.
I bet. Like
We can
that is
definitely
one of
talk
my
about it.
my three. I have three dreams, like really big dreams. One is uh being in a horror game. Two is being in a horror movie, and three is have a shoe. I don't know why I want this, but I want to make my own custom horror shoe with Adidas. That I don't like, and it's just like
That would be
zombies, like and the three. You know how Adidas has the three stripes? It would be like three like zombie
yeah.
scratches. That's like I have the shoe in my mind, and I feel like those are my three things that I want to accomplish before I kick the bucket. So I got to do it. So if I could get
That would
myself
be
in
fun.
any film that even if, whatever, I'm down. I'm your guy. This face.
Yeah, we're gonna talk, man. We're gonna
I
talk.
bet,
We
bet,
definitely
bet,
gonna talk.
bet. That's what I love to hear.
Yeah, yeah. I love filmmaking.
Okay.
I love traveling, and I love the gym. The gym is my happy place. That has
Okay.
been my happy place for a while now. It's a place where I go early in the morning. A lot of people don't know this about me. That's why I'm always like, if you pay attention to my reviews, that's why I'm always in tank tops because
Mm.
I don't. I need to get in the habit of mass recording my reviews, but
Mhm.
I don't really mass record. So I'll go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning. I'll knock out a workout, and then I'll come home and I'll knock out a review. That's
Mhm.
typically my process. But
What
that's
makes
what I
you?
love, man.
That's all. I think that's pretty cool. What makes it about the gym that you love so much about it?
It's just a good stress reliever for me, and I think it's just one of those things that I've gotten accustomed to doing,
Mhm.
and it's a place where I can actually push myself. I'm in the gym by myself. Like, there's nobody waking me up in the morning telling me you got to go to the gym. I've never had a trainer, but you know, doing that has just given me the mental capacity, or I should say the mental strength, to just do a lot of other things outside of the gym. I mean,
Mhm.
it is a good mental booster for anybody that wants to get into the gym. I would say get into it, do it. Don't worry about a lot of weight. Don't worry about, oh, just start small. And whether it's 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just do something. And you don't have to get up early either. This is just my routine,
Yeah.
and this is the routine that I've just challenged myself to do. So yeah, I started at 5 at one point, and then I forgot what I read a book, and then it just was like, hey, I'm gonna challenge myself to get up at like 4. So I
Mhm.
just, and from that point, it's just been a lifestyle. Now it's just a routine.
I am a firm believer of predeterminism. Have you ever heard of that? Like that term?
No, I haven't actually.
So, predeterminism is a belief that everything happens for a reason. I feel like life. Let me rewind. I feel like everybody's life is already determined the minute we are born to the minute we die. And what I mean is we are in tune. We are significant and insignificant at the same time. So when we are born, the world already knows our path from the minute we take our first steps to the minute we are on our deathbed. And so I believe at certain points in our lives, we are supposed to be exactly where the world has intended us to be. Like like some people might believe in free will and everything like that, which is fine. I'm not gonna really get into that. I just believe that we are just following the courses that life and the world has intended for us. And I think I was supposed to do this interview with you because I'm actually trying to get motivated to go to the gym, trying to work on my, like I kind of told you off stream, off the before we went live, is, I had my health issues, and I'm trying to get healthy. I'm trying to motivate myself to, like, I don't want to ever get sick. But to hear your passion of how, like, you just like, I just started, and it's just something that it pushes myself. And honestly, it's discipline. And hearing just that,
Yeah.
just a little fragment of it, it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I just worked out with my daughter, like, an hour ago before, and now I feel like I want to work out after we get off of this. It's just like, it's nice to hear somebody who is so dedicated into their craft, and or just like going to something, and just like, no matter what, this is their part of their routine, that I want to do the same thing. I want to add that, because
Yeah.
again, it's going to add longevity in my life and just make me a healthier person in the long scheme. So thank you so much for doing this interview, because like it could have not worked. You could have not been able to do the Discord, or it just. But again, things happen for a reason. That's the whole predeterminism thing. It's
Yeah.
just like, you meet the people in your life you're supposed to meet. You meet, like, and even when we're alive, like, I talk to the community, and every person that types and just makes a comment is supposed to be a person that I'm supposed to meet in my life, and I'm thankful for everybody. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for chat. I'm thankful for just the time that people give me, because it's special, man. It's absolutely special. So
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry
I
for going on
agree.
the whole tangent. It just blew my mind, because it's just
No,
like,
no,
damn,
no.
I
You
literally was
fine,
just
man.
working out an
No.
hour ago, and you're like, I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't. And I'm not using this term as any derogatory, but like, you're a gym rat. Like, you are dedicated to this. Like, it's part of your
Yeah.
mantra, and I respect it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
I am really big into the gym. Like, I love it. It has transformed my life in many ways.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's just a mental booster. If anybody knows me, know I'm always I'm seeking a challenge. So
Mhm.
now my biggest challenge now is running a marathon. So I ran a half marathon, mind you.
Yeah.
I just started running in
I'm trying
January,
to do a marathon.
and so
Yo, that's crazy.
yeah, like I signed up for my first race. It's going to be in Jacksonville, December 13th.
Hey,
I'm running my
nice.
first marathon back in March. I think it was March or April. I ran a half marathon. But yeah, I'm always seeking a challenge, man. Like, so it's like, but that's what the gym has done for me. Like, it's like, all
Mhm.
right, what else can I do to improve myself? What else can I do to better myself? And a lot of that mentality is bled over into my horror content. Like,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have been able to drop a video every single day last year had I not had that mentality. It was like, get up, do a review every single day. I'm going to the gym anyway. So when I get from the gym, what should I do? Drop a review.
Mhm.
And that was the grind for a year and a half. It was gym, drop horror content, go live. If you followed me last year, you know I worked live like it was no other. But yeah, but enough. I could talk about that all day, man. But yeah, man,
Nah, honestly,
that's
like,
why you.
what I was saying, like, and I tell all my guests, like, this episode is about you. This episode is your showcase to the audience of TikTok, YT, and all this stuff, to get a real sense of your personality. Like I said, it's a big showcase. So flaunt, talk about yourself, and just tell people who you are about, and like, what motivates you, what makes you get out of bed, what makes you tick, like, what makes you happy. Like, this is your episode, and I did it, and I
Yeah,
tell every guys, like, this is dedicated to you. So, like, if you want to talk about a whole hour about, like, how much the gym matters to you, go ahead. Like, this is why I created Whispers. Is like, I want people to feel like they could just be the most authentic self, and just show people who they are truly. So that's it. So I'm happy
Yeah,
that
that's
you're
me.
passionate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um.
me. Also into philosophy too, man. I'm real big
Okay.
into philosophy. So like a lot of the things you were talking about, like I completely understand. And yeah, man, that's this is me.
I was gonna say, I have a. You said you're always down for a challenge. You ever heard of the Zombie 5K?
What?
It's called the Zombie 5K, and you run a 5K normally,
Yeah.
technically, and you are chased in the well you run a 5K in the woods, but you are chased by zombies, and you
I
have
would definitely do that.
this tassel around you, and you get 3 lives, and you have to run a whole 5K without losing all your lives. It's actually a thing. I don't know if they still do it because I saw this years before COVID, but if they still do it, that's on my bucket list. I want to run a 5K with actors chasing me, try to get me. I think it's the sickest thing ever, man.
Oh, that's fire. I would love. I'm gonna look that up.
Look it
I'm gonna
up,
look and
man.
see if they
I
have
think
something
if they
like
still
that.
have it, let me
Because
know.
they may have something like that around. They may have something like that around like Halloween time, like the month
Yeah,
of
maybe.
October. They may actually do stuff like that. So I'm gonna look that up, man. That's a pretty cool idea, man.
Hey, you know what? If it doesn't exist, this is gonna be something just random thought. I'm gonna figure out a way to organize it myself. I think that would be so sick. I think I could get enough people
Oh yeah, I'd be
to do a 5K race with content creators. Can you imagine content
that
creators
would
to do a 5K race with people that like I could get people who could do makeup, who are in the horror space, content
yeah.
creators who are down to run, like announce it. We could really make this a really dope thing. So 20 I would say like give me 2020, the end of 2026, the and the beginning of 2027, maybe Halloween of 2027 we'll do something like that. I'm gonna do some
That would
research.
be
I'm gonna
fun.
figure it out and see you just gave me that idea.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we could get it. You'll be the first one. You'll be one of the first contestants. I promise. We'll have a prize and everything, and maybe we could do it for like
Yeah.
a charity to raise money for an organization or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. Like I think it would be really cool to have like some type of charity or donation to give to raise some donations to give to like a specific charity or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think. Damn, I'm so excited. I think that's gonna be so dope, man. Um, but I wanted to ask you. You said you've been doing this a year and a half. What is the best advice that you would give if you can go back to yourself when you first decided to make content?
The best advice I could give someone.
Yeah, yourself, like yeah.
Honestly, if I could go, well, just staying consistent, man. Like I think when it comes to anything, not like I told you before, not trying to be a perfectionist. That's
Hmm.
always been something that I've struggled with. Is oh, I gotta have this right, or I gotta gather this much data before I do this project, and that's sort of how I was approached content creation at first. Oh, I
Hmm.
gotta I gotta make all of these certain designs because I want my profile to look aesthetically pleasing when my audience comes to visit. And it's like, man, just do it. A lot of people don't care about any of that. And staying consistent, like consistency, if if you're listening and you want to get into content creation, the biggest thing that I will say is stay consistent because there are going to be days where it sucks. There's going to be days where you don't want to drop a video. I had plenty of those days. I still have those days, but consistency across any platform, the algorithm will reward you. Even if you don't seem
Discipline.
like it. Like, Yeah, like, I mean, I didn't get my first 100,000 views until this year. Like,
Congratulations on that.
can you imagine dropping video after video after video after video? You know, you see other people just they killing it, they blowing up, and you're like just constantly grinding. That was me last year. I was constantly grinding. I get it like a 10,000 view video here, one there. But even that is, I would tell people that's all smoke and mirror, because I was in a mindset of, oh, I got to get these views, or I got to get this. And yes, we all want that, but that shouldn't be the main focal point of making content. Just make the content. Like I said, the biggest thing is consistency.
Yeah.
Do it on the days you don't feel like doing it. Do it on the days you do feel like doing it. Do it on the days you're mad. Do it on the days you're happy.
Damn,
Just
you making
stay
me want to do like
consistent.
drop 10 and do 10 push-ups, bro. Like, I swear to God. Oh, I swear to God,
just-
bro. You make me feel like I want to run a marathon. Like, that's like some Goggin shit, bro.
Just do it, man. Yeah, just do it. That's the biggest advice I could give anybody. It's not anything else is just extra. Oh, look at your analytics, and oh, while those things are important, consistency trumps it all. I don't care
Yeah.
how talented you are. I don't care how not talented you are. Consistency trumps it all. If you're
Yeah.
putting out quality.
You kind of touched upon like there's certain days you don't feel like you push through the times where you don't want to make content. Have you ever hit like walls or like content block where you don't know what to post, don't know what to do, and have you ever considered like calling it quits, like, and not doing this, and just like, I don't want to be a content creator, like I want to give up?
Yeah, actually, I'll be completely honest with everybody. The last like couple months, I felt like that. Like,
Okay.
but I'm still making content. If you go on my page, you see I'm still making content. But the last couple months, I felt like that. I'm like, okay, I'm getting bored with just doing reviews.
Hmm.
But then I get in the mindset of, okay, like, continue to do that. It's just like artists making music. They're gonna continue to make music. Your favorite artist makes music, but it could be different beats. It could
Yeah.
be a different whatever. So
And some
it's
of it
like,
doesn't
alright,
hit. Some of the music
Yeah,
doesn't hit, but they don't
exactly.
stop making music.
They don't stop making music,
Yeah.
and that's just sort of been my mindset lately. And yeah, it's so, and I'll touch on this too with the philosophy standpoint. So I've been listening to a lot of like Miyamoto Musashi's type of philosophy, and it's
Sure.
just like the warrior's way, and just doing stuff knowing that it's gonna suck. It's just a part of the process. The process is not pretty. So when I'm making content, I have to understand that these mental blocks or the things that I'm going through is just a part of the process, and I just have to ride the wave. Like, am I gonna always feel like this? No. But if I understand that this is just a moment in time, a moment in my life where I have hit I'm not going to necessarily say a roadblock, but I've just hit a point where I'm like, okay, what else can I do? Can I mix it up? And
Mm.
that's where the true crime came in. I love true crime. Okay, I can give my audience something else, because horror and true crime go hand in hand. So it was like, how can I add this value to my audience? I know people like hearing about this type of stuff, so let me just add in true crime. And that gives me a break from always doing these reviews.
Yeah.
And I could talk about something a little different, something fresh. And then when I'm ready to talk about reviews, I can go back to doing reviews. So I sort of mix the two up to sort of give me something different to talk about.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. That's kind of how I pivoted too, just because like how much horror game, like trying to find like horror games all the time just gets to you. And I like I scroll on all my games. I'm just like, I just get desensitized, and I'm like, I'm bored. Like it's getting boring, and I'm just like, there's days where I just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be a content creator. I don't want to make content. I don't want to think about it. Like I don't think it's gonna get anywhere. And then it's just being able to stay in the same space but pivot and like making this podcast and talk about reviews for horror movies and talk about horror news. I think that's what my thing is. I'm most excited about is just finding scary stuff to talk about. Like I'm an anchor on a show, like a newscaster, or I'm a newscaster. So like in today's horror news, like Matt Rife just bought the Conjuring house. Like that gets me so excited, and it's like a breath of fresh air. And it's just like it's not like the root of insanity doing the same thing, just expecting different results. I changed that narration of it, and then I found a new love and passion. Like Ben, person in the comments, Ben said, if you make the content for yourself, your audience will find you eventually. It's about passion. Once I lost that passion, I was not making the things I love. But now that I could find research and just like, in horror game news that there's gonna be a Hellraiser game, and they're gonna, or in horror movie and game news that they're gonna make a new Friday the 13th game and movie. Like that stuff is just a whole breath of fresh air. And you mentioned like the philosophy of like, you have to push past that mental breaks, because that is what like you truly figure out what kind of person you are if you can face that adversity. There's Goggins said something like, it's like building calluses for your mind. He said like, we are supposed to suffer, and I don't mean suffer in a bad. Actually I do. Working out is not fun. Like it could be fun, but it's supposed to hurt. You're supposed to go through tough times, because then, and it's the people that give up that are never going to accomplish what they want to. It's the people that, when it's 4:00 in the morning and you need to go to the gym, it's that people that are at the gym that are working out that are going to be successful. It's the people that do the things that they don't want to do and do it anyway. I'm not going to lie to you today. I'm going to tell you something. I'll be honest with you. Like at 9:00 around when I was putting my daughter down, actually not, like 8:00, I was helping put my daughter down. I was so tired. And I was just like, damn, I got this whispers, and I was like, I kind of want to cancel. I was like, you kind of said, hey, I'm trying to figure out my Discord. I was like, please don't find your Discord. Let's just try to do this another day. But something in my mind is like, I gotta get, and I'm just being honest with you. Like, it's just like long day at work. And it's not, I didn't want to do the interview with you, but I just didn't have the energy, and I didn't want to give you like some fake energy and just be like, all right, guys, we're back. Like I feel like if you're taking the time to do this, I want to give you my authentic self. I want to give you the energy, which I don't know what our conversation did, because I have the energy now. I'm perked the fuck up. I can't.
I'm with you on that, man. Like I 100% agree with you. You know my situation. I told you earlier. I was like, man, I'm scrambling around. My mic's not hooked up. And I'm just like, man, I'm just not prepared at all. Yeah. But I was like, I am not going to cancel and miss the opportunity to be on something great. So I was like, no matter what, I'm going to do it today.
I appreciate you saying that. That made me smile.
Oh, appreciate that. Claim it, believe it, man. This is going to be something big, man. But I want in on this.
Yeah, for sure. But like I was saying, it's just like I pushed past just the exhaustion, the tiredness, we'll reschedule and we'll do it another day. I said, no, I'm going to get up. My wife woke me up because I was sleeping on my daughter's floor, and she's like, what do you do? Like, go come to bed? I was like, no, I got to do this episode. I said, I really want to do it. And then we had a conversation, and I'm glad I did it, because I pushed through the adversity. Like when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. It's true, man. Like, but that same thing revolves into content creating. If you do not post, you don't get results. And you don't learn, even if things fail. Like you fall down, you get back up and you keep trying. I think that's the whole premise, and I'm glad people are listening to what you have to say, because that is what you're like a prime example of what consistency shows. Like you said, you posted every day in a year and a half. And you have 22.6 thousand followers. and
Not,
that's through consistency, you know, like,
that's
and
through consistency and hard work, man. Like, granted, there are people out there that have just blown up, and that's great. But what I've built has been through hard work and consistency. It wasn't luck.
hmm,
It was videos here and there, and a lot of it was me going live and just being with my audience and the people that just respect what I was doing and
hmm,
decided to follow and follow for who I am as a person. So
yeah,
I appreciate everybody, man.
yeah.
Every last person that follows me, I appreciate from the bottom of my heart.
And this is why I'm glad you did this episode, because people get to see a more like a different side of you that they don't see when you post the videos. You know, when you post your videos, they only see the view, or they see the true crime. They don't really know you past that point because the video ends. This
Yeah.
gives you an opportunity to tell people, this is what I am, this is what my mentality, this is my creative process. And I I love it, man. I love it, and I'm glad you did this, man. I want to ask, like, what do you want to achieve in the next 5 years?
Ooh, the next 5 years. So in the next 5 years, a big one for me is a feature film.
Mm,
I have a couple ideas that I want to get off the ground and I want to make a feature.
mm,
That is one of my biggest goals for the next 5 years is to make
okay.
a feature horror film.
Yeah, well, you already got
And
your body right here, like
have,
the body on the ground. So
yeah, and I want to have a really cool screening as well. Like invite a lot of content creators out and just invite the community out and maybe just do something super cool.
hmm,
That's honestly my it's one of my biggest goals and dreams right now is to just make that feature film and then just invite a lot of cool people out and just have an awesome time.
I think that'd be sick, man. So I look forward to being in at that screening in the next 5 years. I think that would be dope. I got a couple
Oh
more
yeah,
questions because we are getting towards the end of the show. But what are
for
some of
sure.
the highlights, and what are some of the adversities that you faced during your content creative career?
So I'll be honest with everybody too. Is just not believing in myself. That's probably one of the biggest adversities I've had.
Hmm.
Is just over analyzing everything, not believing in myself, and just thinking I wasn't good enough. Like, oh, I'm not good enough, and that could have gotten in my way,
Yeah.
but I didn't allow it to get in my way. But yeah, that was one of the biggest things for a while that I struggled with was like, man, I don't know if I'm good at this. Like I said, you post videos consistently and the numbers are gradually creeping up, but they're not really making any traction, and you sort of start to doubt yourself and wonder like, oh man, am I really good? Am I good at this, or should I just stop? And I think that's where you have to like just push past all of that because that's just another voice in your head.
Hmm.
When you learn to sort of manage that voice, everything else is golden, man. When you can manage that voice that's like, you probably shouldn't do this. You're not that great at it. Or people don't care about what you have to say about a film. When you learn how to control that voice and I won't say necessarily control, but manage, because I
Hmm.
think everything that we go through in life, at some point, you don't necessarily get rid of anything. You just learn how to manage it better. And I think once you learn how to manage that voice, everything else is cake.
Mm. Beautifully said. Honestly, I think that's so. No, that's. I think that's super dope. I just. You got me speechless. I think that's dope. I think that's dope. Um,
Yeah.
if
It's,
you this is second to last question. If a person ran up to you and be like, "Oh, watch Bobby, like I seen your content. I am up and comer content creator. What's the best advice that you can give me to start off?"
Find something that you really love to create content around and double down on it.
Okay.
Don't stop doing it. Keep making content. And like I said, this goes back to consistency. Consistency, I will forever preach consistency to anybody who wants to do content. Do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Another big thing that I will say that all of us are guilty of, and you'll be guilty of this too at some point, but you have to, this goes back to the manage that voice, but don't get so caught up in the numbers. Don't get so caught up in the likes, the follows. It all comes. Just, it's like being said, do it for you. The people will gradually start to catch on, and you'll find your audience. It's just like anything that you do in life. Whether you're trying to learn a new language or you're trying to play a sport, we don't start. Now, granted, there are some people who are just naturally talented, but let's be honest, a lot of us aren't just naturally born with gifts. Like, we have to learn and double down on these things. It's like you said with Goggins. I'm glad you mentioned David Goggins. That's one of my biggest, I'll just say, mentors. Like, yeah. I love David, and you look at a guy like him who he'll tell you like, oh, I'm nothing, but what he had to do to get to where he was in his life is that's the key, and that's the process, and the process is never going to be pretty. People see this, and then they see the end results, and the end results are always glamorous. Mm-hmm. It's all like, Bobby has 22,000 followers, but they didn't see 365 days where I'm like trying to come up with content and I'm posting every single day, and then on the 200th day I'm like fighting myself because I'm like, I don't want to post, I'm tired, I don't care about this, and all of the thoughts that are going in my head. Not only that, you have to still manage life outside of content creation, because life outside of content creation doesn't stop. So you having to deal with that as well. So consistency and just doing it for the love. Everything else is a plus.
Yeah, no, that's it. I think this episode is about dedication, discipline, and consistency. Like I'm dead serious. I'm about to I'm literally gonna go live after this again, and then just after that, I'm doing a workout session, because like you got me all like. It's crazy. You feed off people's energy, and I feel like it's a transferable of, it's so like auras. I can't explain it, but if you meet somebody who, even if you're like sluggish, and that person just has a different type of energy, it feeds off of you. Like it comes to you and it just energizes you. And that's what I really felt like this whole conversation was. It's just like I was like, okay, we had a conversation, but then it's just like I perked up, and now I have all this energy, and I just fed it off of just like what you've been saying, and it's very powerful. So I want everybody to know, this is Bobby, horror content creator. Go check him out on all the platforms he is on. He's gonna go places, and I can't wait to be a part of the journey, man. I think it's a beautiful thing that you're passionate about the same space that I'm in, and whatever you put your mindset is, you're gonna achieve it. And like you already have that Goggins mentality, so it's just not if but when, you know. So I'm somebody just told me to put your name in chat, so I'm gonna do that real quick.
WatchReelFlix.
Real. Hold on, let me see.
So watch, and then REELFLIX.
Yep. There you go, chat. And then his name is Bobby. Oh, with 2 E's, not 1 second, chat. As my final question, 2 E's. As my final question that I have for you, is there anything that you want to tell our listeners that are listening now, our future listeners? Basically, the floor is yours. Is there anything you want to say to close out the show?
Yeah. Everybody know me as Bobby at WatchReelFlix. And I just want to honestly thank you. This is my second time doing a live, well, not live, but an actual podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You guys wouldn't believe it. Typically I'm like all nervous and trying to figure out what I'm going to say, but I felt this conversation flow so well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
For
it
sure.
flows so well, and I thank you for that because I mean you have to be a good host to make conversation flow. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a testament to what you're gonna have to offer to everybody else. When I start watching your live streams and Whispers of Horror, and you have Jordan Peele on here next, like that, yeah, it's like I can't wait to see that, man. So
Thank you.
I'm just honored to be on your platform, man, and just be introduced to your audience.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
yeah, that's just the biggest thing. And if I think people can watch this episode and know that the biggest thing that I stand for is consistency, and also that we love horror, because I know we got off into discipline and consistency and all of this stuff, which is very important. But I also want everybody to know that I think horror, hands down, is the absolute best genre. I love it.
Yeah, but
I
you didn't.
absolutely
You
love
didn't see
horror.
what I did. And I like it. Kind of confuses people like why I do whispers. So we kind of didn't really touch about horror, right? Like we mostly talked about like
Yeah,
the behind the scenes. The reason why
yeah,
is you got to be a future guest where we can get really into more horror stuff. But like I said, this is a showcase of just telling people like what got you into horror. Like it always has horror in the aspects of it, but
yeah,
it's to get to know the person who is creating the content for horror, and that's why Whispers of Horror. It's just like people talking about what that drives them, why they get up every morning to do what they do, like the best moments, the worst moments. What does content creating mean
yeah,
to them? Like what advice? Like this is the stuff that people don't get an opportunity to see when you are posting just the videos on the content that you are making. So yeah, that's
I agree.
we've talked about horror just in
Y'all see
a
how
different
good
way.
he is as a host? I know everybody see how good he is as a host, how he slid that in there and was able to really control the conversation. That is what you call a good host.
Hey,
I
but
have to
like I
hand that for a
said, I
good host.
appreciate that. But at the end of the day, you do have to come on future episodes because I got some really dope
Oh yeah,
conversations. Yeah,
let's
like top
go.
10. Like, I
Let's
got you.
go. I'm ready.
I got you. But I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of episode 58 of Whispers of Horror. Shout out to Bobby for doing this awesome live podcast episode. Uh, all his links will be in the descriptions of all the platforms we are on. And until next time, and remember, even a whisper can be scary.